Welcome to the Tuckcast with a splash of bourbon presented by Tuckasegee Fly Shop and Guide Service. Located at 3 Depot Street, Bryson City, and 530 West Main Street, Sylva, North Carolina. Tuckasegee Fly Shop and Guide Service is your #1 stop prior and after your epic fly fishing adventure in western North Carolina. Visit tuckflyshop.com for streamflow information, book a guided trip, or even shop for your official Tuckasegee Fly Shop gear. Follow the crew on Facebook at Tuckasegee Fly Shop, Instagram at Tuck Fly Shop, and on YouTube at Tuckasegee Fly Shop. Today's episode is brought to you by Norvice. From their original 1970s prototype to the latest Legacy C in 5 amazing colors: Radical Red, Sunset Orange, Shamrock Green, Royal Purple, Liberty Blue. Norvice has been committed to one thing: efficiency. By adding the Norvice Auto Bobbin to your Norvice, you can tie better flies faster. For more information, visit www.nor-vice.com. Here in our Sylva studios today, we have Coach Dale Diesel Collins, Bobby the Bearded Wonder Bennett, and I'm your host, Shannon Big Mess Messer. All right. Hello, everybody.
This is so loud in my ears still.
We had you check it.
I know, man.
What about now?
That was a lot of big mess in my ears right there.
You should have, I could have turned it.
That's better. Now the
Okay.
music's off.
You said it was perfect a while ago.
It was until you hit play.
Our apologies. Just so people know, I guess that I plugged the headsets into the wrong input, or output, rather. And Dale's and Bobby's headsets are backwards. And so we had an issue with the control level.
It's all good.
And I thought Dale said, it's good.
Yeah, we're good. Like just
And
as
then-
we're talking right here,
and then
everybody sounds
whammo.
perfect. Yeah.
Perfect.
Y'all know what today is?
420.
420, baby. It doesn't really mean much, but to me.
Yeah.
I saw the balloons down the street. They had them out in front of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Some CBD place.
Yeah.
All I know is it means there's a big festival down at Sweetwater Brew. They do their 420 fest.
You think, well, it's in Georgia, so they probably are doing it.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
It is a little different than years past, I think, but they're definitely having it.
Yeah.
So
420 will be remembered for a lot of things in history going forward, and we'll not get into those things today.
that's
But
right.
420 was definitely a day that will change
That's
a
right.
lot of things going forward.
Hey, so got a little friend on the table here with me. I don't know if. So this is from
Hold on.
Fred.
Boom.
Big thank you to Fred there from I believe he's a member of the Northern Kentucky Fly Fishers.
Yes.
Came down, did a trip with Preston here last weekend. Looked like they had a great time. I saw lots of pictures come through on that, and we're gonna do a little taste here. We got Colonel E.H. Taylor small batch. Thank you, Fred. Really appreciate that, man. That means a lot. Very kind of you. And
There goes Dale's phone again this week.
that just reminds me of that Liberty Bibberty commercial.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
I guess that's probably my wife calling me. If anybody's watching on YouTube, you can see what a video looks like when the phone's vibrating.
Vibrates, man.
All we got to do is flip that little
That's
switch.
like
I keep
the-
forgetting to do that.
It's like the remember the little football game you plugged in from back in the electric football, and it zzz, or vibrating.
remember that.
No,
Yeah,
y'all,
oh,
that's
man.
before y'all's age.
Oh, no,
yeah.
I played that.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's, you're probably like a yard sale piece you probably had back then.
No,
Oh, really?
no, it was ours.
I mean, it might have
It's
picked up
Davidson
at a
County,
yard.
dude. No, we
I
didn't.
wasn't that
mean it.
rich.
I didn't have one.
It
I
was
thought
probably
they were
handed
like
down from my uncle or something.
and it
So
would vibrate.
I will say, if Bobby can zoom in one more time, I will be enjoying a nice pour of the Colonel's brew here in our very own Tuckasegee Fly Shop lowball glass. So pick those up, get a chance, either location. Everything just tastes better, whether it's a Tuck Fly Shop pint glass or a lowball. It's just automatically going to taste better. Just saying. So
Yeah.
bottoms up.
Yeah. Yeah. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'll taste it.
Boys.
I'll taste it later when I kind of get past the gallbladder issue. And I've had one drink since then. which
well,
was
if you were going to have a second, this would be the
which
one.
was when our anniversary night. So had at our dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic, man.
Yeah. So yeah, sure did.
Good stuff. How was it?
How was what?
I don't think we've had a podcast since your anniversary.
No, anniversary is good.
Yeah. It's 20, man. That's big.
That's right. It was 2-0. The weather was great. Couldn't ask for better weather on the trip.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
What was the best meal you had?
I can't say that we had a bad meal.
That's such a Shannon answer.
No,
Come on,
no,
man.
I know. I
Best
will.
meal.
You're in
I will-
Charleston, dude. You
Well,
gotta,
the problem is with the best meal. I think you need to ask Tanya because her taste buds are different than mine right now.
Yeah.
Just due to anyone who's had a gallbladder symptoms would understand that.
Well, if you said it tastes good right now, then that would say, man, it was really good.
yeah.
You know, we had a lot of different things, and was pretty conscious of what I could eat or not eat, and know that it would not sit well with me. But and I made some exceptions. For lunch one day, we did get a swig and swine. It was really good. It was good. It was barbecue, and they had several different barbecue sauces, and they had the Alabama white sauce, which I had not had before,
Alabama.
and I liked it. Tanya, she didn't like it, but their
Alabama has barbecue?
and their beans at Swig and Swine and their mac and cheese off the chart, off the chart, hands down, was really good. We certainly ate down there at the at Fleet Landing. Tanya was really set on having mahi tacos. And Friday was taco day there, but it was triggerfish, not mahi. I had, flounder, which was good. The triggerfish was good.
Man, you know that trigger. They put it on the menu, triggerfish. You know it's every bit of whitefish.
Well, it is a white fish, but the texture's a little bit different on it.
Yeah,
we brought some back with us. We went the day we left. We went and bought some.
Yeah.
And we had it. We prepared that at home that Monday. That's what we had. So we had triggerfish, some flounder, some hush puppies, some grits from the Low Country that we bought down there as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
We did. Of course, eating a Page fried okra grill down there for breakfast is definitely a tough one to beat for sure. That's always a good one. The anniversary night we went to California Dreaming. Had never been to one of those before, and neat place where it was at. But had a good meal there. It's where I had the old fashioned, which was very good. God did a real good job with it.
That's funny, man. I was drinking old fashioned while you sent that. I was down here at Ilda.
Yeah. So I took a picture of the menu because they did have a lot of variety there, but they had a Woodford Reserve small barrel on the bar counter.
Yeah.
And that's was for the old fashions.
That's cool.
And the young man who made it did a really good job with it.
Did they use real smoke?
It was a good one. It actually was in a special smoke barrel as well. It was good. It was good. It was good.
The one down the street was okay. They did liquid smoke. I think it wasn't a real deal.
Right.
Hey, Alabama white sauce. Holy cow!
It was good. It was good.
So
look it up.
Yeah, I had to. I've never growing up, Davidson County. Obviously, we have Lexington barbecue. Like this is crazy.
Right.
So Lexington barbecue is like a little bit of tomato sauce, good bit of vinegar, and it's really zesty. And that's just what you put on your pork. There's no other options. I don't care where you're from. But this like I've had South Carolina mustard based.
Yeah.
And I think I threw up a little bit in my mouth. But this stuff tops it all.
Yeah.
I 1 cup of this is a serving.
Oh, it's a mayonnaise base.
1 cup of mayo.
Yep. You don't like mayo?
No.
You don't like mayonnaise?
I don't. Oh my gosh. 1 cup of mayo and then 1/3 of a cup apple cider vinegar. Now, right here, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. Is that how you say it? Worcestershire.
You did a real good job with that.
Worcestershire sauce. I do. It says 1 teaspoon. I do a tablespoon. Man, you need to cover that mayo taste as much as you can.
So you don't get I didn't pick up a mayonnaise taste.
Okay.
I did not. I think it's obviously the base.
I read a review on this bourbon, and it said something about pear. I do not taste pear right now. I'm just going to go ahead and say it.
I think you have to, when you do that tasting, you kind of want to do the smell,
Oh, yeah.
and I think that's where you pick up those notes.
Is that what you?
There's a way that
Looked
one
like
guy
you're trying to light a cigarette.
Yeah, that. And I watched that one guy from Buffalo Trace that does those Facebook Live events, and they do that. There's really a way that they do this, and they go in their hands, they rub it, and they
put the bourbon on their hands,
and they smell, and you can pick up those notes. And he says,
"Don't do that."
And he says,
"Waste the bourbon."
No,
you won't make it out of town if you.
And he says, if you're really good at doing that, you can really start to tell how they made that bourbon, how they come up with that particular blend, per se. But that's how they come up with it.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was good. I guess we have to look at our experts in Alabama, Earl and Sammy and Steve and Carolyn Horton and stuff about this white barbecue sauce.
Yeah, let us know.
Mm-hmm. I'd seen it on Food TV.
Really?
I'd seen it for years on a lot of the barbecue shows.
Yeah.
It's big in Alabama. I mean, it's legit. It's not just a fad. I mean, it's from Alabama.
That's interesting.
But it was good.
So my anniversary dinner was down in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
It was peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Peanut butter jelly.
We had been at a park all day.
Yeah.
We were tired.
Yeah.
Stacy didn't know how many years we've been married.
Oh.
I had to tell her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet she remembered what day you got married on, though.
Saturday. I mean, what?
No, what I'm meaning is the date, because it was funny because Tanya.
The date, yeah.
Yeah, because Tanya and I were like, my bad.
Got married on a Saturday.
Like,
when's your anniversary? It's on a Saturday.
That's a safe answer, I guess, for a lot of people, but not everybody, by the way. But I'm like, our anniversary's coming up on. Oh no, we didn't get married on the 9th. I'm like, yeah, we did. I'm like, and she's like, no, we didn't. I said, go get the marriage certificate or whatever it was.
Yeah, the license or whatever.
And she's like, yep, it was the 9th.
You got your marriage certificate?
Whatever.
I don't even have one.
Tanya's got all that
we've
stuff.
We've never got it from Raleigh. We just.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, you had to mail in and something, blah blah blah, and get it. And I was just like, why do we need to have a copy of it?
We've got that. And we got this big old Quaker thing we did.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So I guess if I want one, I could go to Raleigh and get one. But
sure.
We may not even be married.
I mean,
you've been living together long enough with this common law marriage.
It sounds like it's debatable right there.
No.
We didn't even want to get ink and paper involved. So.
No, I remember signing everything.
I did. Where we go?
I did.
I remember who was it was her uncle and Justin were our witnesses.
There you go.
I remember who signed it.
There you go. Perfect.
They got to send it off to be filed or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's good stuff. It's good time. It was nice to get away. I appreciate y'all letting us get out of here, but it was a nice break for us. We hadn't done that in quite some time, honestly, just the two of us for that length of time.
Just the two.
I will tell you this, and you will understand it when it happens one day. Yeah. When you're like sitting there at the house and it's just you and Stacy and there's nothing happening, you're like, what's wrong? But Maddie could be at a friend's house, or Bryson could be somewhere else. And it's literally when it's just y'all there, and you're like, oh gosh, it hits. Like with Alex when he went to
the Barry White.
When I'll be good. I will be good. All I gotta
say. You're already thinking.
Yeah, he knew exactly what I was thinking.
Do you walk out of the bedroom with that song playing like? Kids are gone.
You got satin robe, Shannon.
Who needs robe? I mean, seriously.
But it ain't no Barry White. We know robe. We know what Shannon
Oh
likes.
my gosh, man! But I mean, if you think about it.
What's the
but
name?
I mean,
Clarence Carter.
Clarence Carter.
I wasn't gonna say it, but Till had to. Clarence Carter. That's what Shannon likes to listen to.
We probably call some wrecks. That's all I know.
What?
We probably just cost the somebody's insurance just went up.
Clarence Carter.
Clarence Carter.
There it is. Nobody
knows.
Oh,
Clarence Carter.
Who's the one drinking the bourbon today?
Not I.
Oh man!
Everybody's googling Clarence Carter right now.
Mm-hmm. Backdoor
music. Look it up.
Backdoor Santa.
Oh, Don't listen to Backdoor Santa.
Backdoor Santa. No, it's not. No, man. He used to play Clarence on the regular radio.
Yeah, back to barbecue sauce.
Yeah, so the barbecue, it was real tasty. It was real nice.
I don't know how we did that.
No, it was. Oh, baby.
The Colonel.
The Colonel.
The Colonel.
Yeah, for your listening pleasure. Perfect.
So what's the topic?
So
I thought that was it.
Segue into new topic.
Yeah.
So this is
Censored.
kind of like also like a fishing report too. I think we can cue your
Brought to you by Norvice.
Fishing
Norvice.
report
Fishing.
brought to you by Norvice.
There
Let
you
me
go.
let me flash it all up.
Tie better, flies faster. I
And-
think this whole thing, seriously, with where Dale is talking about going with this particular topic today, in some ways is a glorified fishing report.
Yeah.
And a lot of good information. Of course, it will be an opinion based, but it's
Yeah.
going to based upon
That's
our
right.
opinion on what we experience on the water or what we've observed over weeks, months, years
Yep.
of building this knowledge. And you definitely take and apply it the way that you want to. And
That's right.
It's applicable to you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, so so all last week we had a wonderful group from Moving Water Outfitter in Zionsville, Indiana. So Jessica brought down a group of ladies. We had them out on the water Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Had some local guys from our chapter out on the Trout Unlimited out on the water Thursday, and then a couple fantastic guys Friday and Saturday. So a lot of time on the water over the last 10 days on the water here today and Thursday. And on my Norvice, I'm getting ready. I'm tying my guide flies. Okay, I've got my egg patterns and all these different Frenchie, silver bead Frenchie, and all these other things I'm working on, and I'm grinding away at the Norvice, and we get out there, and it's kind of slow going at first. And and we had some lower waters on the Tuckasegee lately, the way they've been doing the generation schedule. So it's been very wader friendly. So we're out there floating down the river, and there's a lot of it's friendly for older guys to wade. So there's a lot of older guys waiting, and they're just standing there holding the rod downstream. And after about 5 minutes of standing there holding the rod downstream with a line in the water, they start reeling one in. And I'm talking like straight surf rod stance, like hand up on the hip, looking around, watching the drift boats.
Sure, they
go
weren't just
by.
resting.
And they might have been. One might have been asleep. I'm not sure, but and they give you the old head nod, like they just got brake checked, So they're reeling in a fish. They ain't got. I told Bobby that they ain't got no Frenchie on the other end of the line. That ain't no guide. That's a woolly booger. Okay, the hottest fly on the Tuckasegee River right now, between Bryson City, Swain County delayed harvest, and up here in Jackson County, number 12, flashback, and you can only get it here. Flashback hare's ear.
The only place that sells it's our shop.
That's it. Not Cabela's. Not the one up the street. None of them. No. Tuck Fly Shop has it. A flashback number 12 hare's ear. And, I mean, you can dead drift it. You can swing it as a wet fly. It's unbelievable how many fish I've caught on that fly. And there sits my little puck of flies that I, got up at 5 a.m. ahead of the trip and night before tying Frenchies and stuff. And so it just got me thinking, like, people have heard me say paralysis from overanalysis before. But, man, have we just completely watered this thing down to death and overanalyzed this thing? And the answer's right here in our fly bins, and it has been. That pattern's as old as Davy Crockett. I mean, I don't know how many years the hare's ear's been in existence, but that's got to be one of the first patterns ever tied.
I don't know, Shannon.
Shannon? Thoughts?
I'm
I'm
not
looking at
that.
Shannon like,
I'm
is
not
that
that
true,
old.
Shannon?
I'm just sitting here listening to Dale.
It blows my mind. And I mean, Jarrett was on it too. Jarrett figured it out really quick on that trip with me Friday and Saturday. So, but we over the years we've seen the evolution of the France. That's the Colonel talking. Seen the evolution of the France fly, and it's kind of faded away. Then the perdigon. We're gonna tie some perdigons, and that didn't work. I mean, I caught some fish on it one day, a lot of fish on it actually, but not as good as the hare's ear.
So, my question, you notice how I paused for effect. It was good, wasn't it? Everybody out there probably knows.
Well, actually, just probably thought the internet froze.
Everybody just like, I mean, it has to be said that the two sections you're talking about, is stocked fish.
They absolutely are.
So,
Absolutely.
I mean, does that play a part into it? That it's like you said it's just crushing it, and it's
You could take a hare's ear up anywhere in the national park and have success.
no, I think you can, but you're saying, hey, we're looking past other patterns. I'm just making discussion here.
Yeah, no, but I'm not
So-
going to the mott fly first. I'm not going to the Frenchie first.
Yeah.
Today, what did I rig up first? I rigged up a girdle bug with a inline dropper to a hare's ear. All day long.
He just gave the real secret. You got to have a girdle bug with it.
I mean, it's an attractor pattern and an anchor pattern for sure. I mean, number 12 hare's ear don't get to the bottom of a 12-foot pool on its own. So, Shannon?
I have
I feel like something profound is always going to come from you in this topic.
I have for years said that we've overcomplicated this.
Yeah.
And as guilty as anyone else out there thinking that you needed this, this, and this. And one of the things that I'm doing this year is really downsizing a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
Although, dry flies especially and nymphs. Because if you think about it, for me, I can't speak for Bobby. I can't speak for you or Jared or Scott Johnson or Sammy or anybody. But I find myself typically going to the same patterns and adjusting off of that.
Yeah.
I don't go through, 4 pages in my fly box of bugs. It's you go to certain ones in certain situations that number one, we have confidence will work.
Mm-hmm.
And if we believe it's going to work, we might fish a little bit harder and we're going to get that pattern to work. Number 2 is, in my opinion, we are conditioned as fly anglers, whether it's freshwater or saltwater, the next pattern is the greatest pattern out there. Wherever this pattern was developed, it may be really good because at one point in time, the hare's ear was that particular pattern, right?
Yep.
As well as a pheasant tail, right?
Yep.
But if you take your classics, a pheasant tail, and I have no problem with Frenchies. I think they're great because they're quicker to tie. Do I think they're as effective? I would probably tend to say so, but there's something to be said for a pheasant tail, a prince nip, a hare's ear, having them in a beaded variety and a non-beaded or non-weighted variety because of the swimming effect that you get in the currents.
Yeah.
That in some cases we're so caught up in being in such direct contact with our flies and the bottom of the stream bed that we lose some of the effectiveness of a fly that's been dislodged. They can't swim very well at all. And if you see video of underwater footage of them swimming, they're really struggling. And I think an unweighted fly gives you better action like that, where a perdigon, France fly, things like that, they have one specific purpose.
Yeah, crawling over.
Get down and get cut
sink
through that
rate.
water, sink rate, and things like that.
Man,
so you kind
there
of
went
lose
the bead
that.
cells in the shop.
No, I mean, so I think
we have no beadless nymphs for sale, by the way. Thanks,
but
Shannon.
we do.
We got
I know.
some.
I'm just
And
because you're gonna be tying them.
yeah, so I ain't tied much. I mean, honestly, I have not. That's the one
I'm
thing about
joking,
this.
man.
I have not tied much at all with the way I felt. And I owe everybody an apology because there's no been tied, no tying videos, anything. So once we get past this here, I'll get back to feeling normal and I can sit there and tie. But back to the topic. All those flies can be effective, of course, but there's something to be said for the classics that work. They just work.
Golly, I mean, it's the reason why it's been
There's
since Isaac Walton.
That's right. There's a reason why. It's natural furs. It's natural fibers. You can rough them up if you want to, with Velcro or whatever. You can get the look you're looking for, and they just look buggy.
Yeah.
That's all we're looking at is a bug.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times we overcomplicate it. And it's the same with dries.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and it is a lot of fun in fly tying to walk through a store and be like, well, I wonder if I could tie a fly out of that. I mean, we certainly know local people that do that.
No,
and
you
have
need to
done
do that.
That's right.
Because, look at it this way. How good is the Copper John? Copper John hadn't been around for 80 years. So it's like, if he hadn't pushed that envelope to figure something out, Copper John wouldn't be here. And it's a great. It's now I consider it more of an old school pattern, but it's not as old as probably a hare's ear or pheasant tail.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you got to have that person or people that are pushing that. So I think in one hand it's like yes, and in the other hand it's no and yes. You know, so it's
Like,
it's you got to still progress it a little bit.
The San Juan worm versus the squirmy. I mean, really, it's like the squirmy.
San Juan's more durable.
It is, absolutely.
But it
But
don't,
the
you don't-
squirmy moves better.
exactly. So there's give and take to that too. So
Yeah.
I think it boils down to an opinion, and the only opinion that matters is the person who has it.
Yeah.
The
But
pattern.
I think you're right, Shannon, that most people start out with their first, 6 flies, and everybody's got their 6 go-tos, and they would say these are the best ones.
Mhm.
And probably as long as you're fishing, good water temps and time of year and stuff like that, one of those 6 flies will probably work. Most likely, if you get a good drift, all that. Like if the stars align.
Sure.
I don't think the trout are like, today's only a Copper John day,
Yeah,
or
Right.
today's only a hare's ear day.
absolutely. I agree
So-
with that.
Because, those nymphs are always present. Dry flies may be different if there's a hatch or
Yeah.
something like
Mhm.
that. I think
Hatch
it's totally
specific.
different. But a lot of those nymphs are present. Now, when you have them in an abundance of nymphs, like a stonefly, you go out west and get a salmon fly. Obviously, they're going to be munching on salmon flies like crazy. So, but just a general day where there's not a lot of action, all those nymphs are there, So it's just
Here it
getting them to
is from Google. The origin of the hare's ear nymph
There you
is
go.
not fully known.
Oh, gosh, that's terrible.
It goes on to say, an English fly tyer is believed to have created the first hare's ear nymph body using hare's ear dubbing in 1910 as simply a modification on the long-lived gold-ribbed hare's ear wet fly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that wet fly is
Sure.
that's definitely a British thing, swinging them. And that's why, Isaac Walton, 1600s, when he was beginning to fly fishing, is what is now fly fishing.
Sure.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
hare's ear is an oldie and goodie.
Right.
What about pheasant tail? Look those up. Look up pheasant tail in Princeton.
So
I'm just
pheasant
curious.
tail.
Oh, Shannon may know.
No, the pheasant tail came from I can't tell the gentleman's name, but he was a dry fly guy, and it was really could be one of the first nymphs.
Yeah.
I think is going to be a PT pheasant tail.
But I mean, even back then, obviously there wasn't,
very crude version.
thousands of people tying like there's actually, probably millions now.
Sure.
Thousands is an understatement. But back then, I mean, they were pushing the envelope. You still got to always push that,
Sure.
especially now with, back then they were very limited.
Mm-hmm.
It was, you had to find something natural. Now
Right.
with the synthetics, why wouldn't you try to push the envelope and say, man, this sinks better, this floats better, this, moves better? Squirmy Wormy's a great example. So I think that's where you still have to kind of explore that. You can't just say, I'm going to use those same 6 flies the rest of my life.
I agree.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it's fun to
No.
go out and try a new fly.
I agree.
It absolutely is.
I think
but
that's part of the entertainment of the sport.
That's right. But I think we have a duty as anglers to hold on to those, not sacred patterns, but fundamental patterns.
Yeah.
And not do what I've done for the last 4 or 5 years. I have not fished a hare's ear outside of the Great Smoky Mountain National Park in, I guarantee you, 5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude,
Wow.
probably it's up there. It's not up with a girdle bug, but it's, I'd say 3 or 4 steps behind it. A hare's
Frank
ear.
Sawyer, pheasant tail, according to flylordsmag.com.
The first one that he had, it actually didn't even have like the little legs kind of coming off the front, swept back. It was a very crude, just basically your tail
Mm-hmm.
come off, the wraps and wire, and then the wing case.
First time I fished the South
Yeah.
Holston, everybody's like, "Oh, you got to have a 24 or whatever."
Yeah, the midge.
And size 14 hare's ear, caught fish all day.
Yeah.
It's like,
Was it jig, though, or was it old school
it was
hare's
just a
ear?
regular old hare's ear.
Yeah.
Nothing special about it at all. I mean, I had another nymph on there. I couldn't tell you what it was. I just remember going, "Man, this hare's ear's lighting it up."
Sure.
British.
Yeah.
Pheasant tail's
Yeah.
British, too.
Mhm. Yep. I do think there is a big disconnect between having something that's heavily weighted and non-weighted. There's a
Yeah.
time for both.
I would say the non-weighted flies have gone away a lot.
Yeah.
People aren't fishing them as much,
Yeah.
and I guess the non-weighted would be like either a pheasant tail or a prince nymph or whatever, or even just soft tackles. Like nobody, you don't hear it as much. People asking for those.
Sure. Or beaded, but they think tungsten instead of going back with your your brass bead
Yeah.
because of the difference in the weight. Like I said, there's times that you're not trying to get that specific bug to a certain zone. It might not have even been designed to fish on the bottom. It was designed to target a certain area based upon observation or some some stream analysis and entomology there,
yeah.
for sure. And the point you brought up, I've seen so many changes in materials.
Yeah, no,
It's
I mean,
scary.
well, and natural materials are going to get harder and harder to find. There's less people hunting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where synthetics are the future, unfortunately, in some instances,
Mhm.
you know. So we kind of got to get used to them.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we going to do when there's no more, you know, nice grizzly hackle? Like, what are dry flies going to become? You know, at some point, is that going to be something where there's not enough chicken feather to go around?
James Conner grew up. They'd have to go chase a Dominicker hen,
Right.
Yeah.
or Dominicker rooster.
I just look across the street.
Oh man, I'm telling you.
I mean, that's
that one
that's
hen
what,
got run over last week.
that was on the water. But I mean, that's what it was. So
crossed my mind.
what you hit about James, exactly. So they were going around the house. They whatever yarn they could get, whatever rubber they could get out of the wives' girdle. That's where the girdle bug came from.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
what bird did we have out in the yard?
None of these synthetics are made in the U.S. I mean, so it's like, yeah, we're having a hard time sourcing a lot of these materials right now because they're coming from overseas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, there ain't no squirmy wormy material made in the U.S.
Not that I know of.
Thin skin. I mean, none of that stuff. It's all Frank Sawyer, 1958. It's not as old as I thought.
That's older. So yeah, I mean, I think that's where pushing the envelope on these newer flies it may be important, is because you may not have what you need to tie whatever that old school fly is.
Sure.
So you've got to figure out a way to make something similar out of what we've got.
I mean, yeah, look at Yellerhammer.
Yeah, that's a great example.
Yep.
Or what's another one? I just had it and I lost it when I took a sip of bourbon. A splash. I had a splash of bourbon.
Bondled and bond.
What did I say? Yellerhammer.
I don't know.
Oh, where was I going?
I don't know another
There's
one.
another one that's seal fur.
Yes.
Polar bear.
Yeah, polar bear. Things Tim would understand about not getting polar bear across the border.
Our Canadian friends might have a better shot at that.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, that is correct. A lot of the old patterns here locally were tied with silver, and it definitely does affect how that the difference in a fly with not having silver and a substitute there.
Just a disclaimer: no flies sold at Tuckasegee Fly Shop are made with silver.
Absolutely, that is correct.
We know of.
Probably is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
To the best of our knowledge,
that's it.
We can neither confirm or deny because we don't know.
I mean, definitely not intentionally.
Yeah, I know from myself and James and things like that.
Yeah.
But you hit on something there too. You're talking about nymphs, obviously, kind of some core nymphs, a woolly booger, a hare's ear, pheasant tail. You could throw copper john in that now. It's a stonefly.
Yeah, I don't know how old is the copper john. I don't feel like it's
you,
that old.
You can throw that in there, but I mean, if you kind of look at it, what are your core patterns that you could go out there with? If you only select a few, same goes for dries. I think dry flies are more specific to where you're at.
Yeah.
If you look at an Adams,
When the season,
worldwide, an Adams.
Yeah, at least around here, man, it's like any time of the year you can throw that.
Adams. People know about wolf style flies. They're known wolf, whether it's a roll wolf. Here we have variations: a Carolina wolf, which has the yellow band, and a Tennessee wolf, which has the green band versus the red.
Hold on.
Mhm.
I always thought Carolina wolf had that Carolina blue.
We're not talking basketball.
I always thought the Tennessee wolf had that orange.
We're talking about flies.
So Tennessee wolf ain't orange.
Shannon said that like he was a dad. We're talking about
flies.
I'm just saying. I thought they corresponded with the state school.
I think that's why they call me and talk to me about the flies. Then, if you're
Absolutely.
so, but no. I mean, it is. You take wolf flies, and then you have the variations here locally. Your thunderhead, and then there's a couple of variations off of that as well. You have your gray thunderhead, and then you have your chocolate thunderhead.
I've always called it brown. Uh-oh.
Well, close enough.
I've been saying
Come
it wrong.
on, man. Chocolate sounds.
Is it milk or dark chocolate?
Doo-doo.
When it gets wet, it darkens up.
Hey, I'll say this. Think about this, Albert.
Yeah.
What's name a Georgia fly?
A Georgia.
Oh, don't get people fired up
I'm
now.
just saying. Name a Georgia specific fly.
So define a fly.
Well, you got the Carolina Wolf, you got the Tennessee
Okay,
Wolf,
so
you got the Virginia
all right.
Rapidan.
But we're talking about fly fishing. You
Or
can
Mr.
throw streamers
Rapidan.
on the flies.
No, I'm talking
a fly
about
rod.
what's a Georgia pattern?
I'm asking. I'm saying.
So are you saying it's got to have Georgia in the name, or it was invented in Georgia?
No. Like,
I mean, you could say that for a ton of states. There's not any flies.
Absolutely.
For
is
it.
there a Chattahoochee pine squirrel?
I don't know. The guys at Good Buddy Fly Fishing might know.
I mean,
They both skunked.
I
they
know we
went
got
out
a lot of
there.
listeners in Georgia.
Yeah.
So somebody let me know politely, please, with respect.
Light him up.
What
Light him
Yeah.
up.
the Colonel is
That's
right
Dale at tuckflyshop.com.
Light him up.
Make sure you.
now. Area code. No. I mean, I'm just serious. I mean, just for the conversation of what we're talking about here.
I mean, there's not like a South Carolina one that I know of.
does South Carolina have trout?
What about Wyoming? Do you know
They
a
do.
Wyoming fly?
I know South
You
Carolina.
know.
Anyways,
I don't know what a Wyoming fly is. Besides this hopper.
Well, I mean, I think if
They
you
got,
get
like, a
there-
Wyoming
there's going to
hopper.
be different variations of things out there. Of course, absolutely. It's definitely zone and regional specific
yeah.
when it gets into that.
Well, I wonder how many flies like say we call it a Carolina wolf.
Mhm.
I wonder, like, in California, they're like, that ain't Carolina wolf. That's a blah 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 wolf.
Yuba. That's a Yuba wolf.
Yeah,
Tuolumne.
that's a golden bear wolf. Because it's got the yellow.
That's
Like,
it.
I just wonder, like,
So how many times do we get asked for a fly by specific name, and we've
apparently, if
we've
you
never
ask
heard of
Dale-
it
it?
happens a lot.
And then if you go over here and look at the men's, oh, that's it. Oh, we call it this.
If you
Yeah.
ask Dale for a Tennessee wolf, he's going to take you to the Orange Humpies, apparently. I'm just saying. Yeah, we got them right here. Go Rocky Top.
Oh.
oh man,
That's where they get their corn from a bottle, Dale.
Yeah, it ain't finished right.
Oh, my
They
God.
do it right in Kentucky, according to the Colonel.
Man. Oh.
But yeah, it is interesting how people have certain names for flies, and they come in the shop, and you're like, man, I've never even heard of that.
Never heard of it.
And then they see it in the bin, and like, that's it.
Yeah.
What's that one movie where he's like, you got any lick loose? Joe Dirt. When he's at the fireworks
Oh, he's
stand.
at the fireworks. You got any whistle holler blah blah blah? Some whistle pigs.
Oh, my gosh. This thing is going south real quick.
It's Dirt Joe. Don't try to church it up.
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh.
I'm so glad
so-
you knew what
so-
scene I was talking about.
Yeah, he goes through a bunch of them.
Oh.
That makes me want to watch
You
that
guys-
scene.
you guys-
YouTube that.
You got any Smoky Mountain Whistler Ticklers? You got a Mr. Twister?
Oh man. So Shannon, what's
yeah.
your nymphs?
What's my nymphs?
6 nymphs. What's your 6?
I don't have 6.
You just talked about it.
No, I don't have 6 nymphs.
All right, 3 nymphs.
It's not a disease.
No. We got vaccinated for all that stuff at boot camp. Then we had to watch a video.
What's your go-to nymphs?
Go-to is going to be the IDK,
Oh yeah, there you go. We don't have any
which
in the
is a
bins.
hares. I mean, but it's
It is.
it's a
But it's
mono.
got rubber legs and all
Exactly.
that
It's
good
got
stuff.
a little bit more movement to it.
See, that's a great example of a great fly
Mhm.
that if you hadn't have just been like, hey, let me spin this up, like it would never
Yeah.
exist.
What are y'all talking about?
The IDK.
Oh, yeah. That's right. IDK
Um,
was obviously doing well, too.
Yeah. The pheasant tail, variation. I liked a jigged, soft hackled pheasant tail, and I like it with the CDC on it,
Yeah.
and because I just liked a little bit of movement on it.
Little pump there.
It is, and honestly, I hate taking and pushing those pheasant tail fibers back. I've always hated doing that on
Yeah.
those. So
So
I
just
like
leave 'em
I
out.
like that little collar on there, and it works well also. And then from that is going to be a girdle bug variation, mostly black, more traditional.
Yeah.
There's
darker.
traditional style on that there, and then just kind of really vary the sizes on it,
Yeah.
whether you have to go up or down on the size. If you throw a woolly bugger in, it's going to be very much kind of your olivish brownish, more
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
natural
Yeah.
tone colors, and kind of keep it more on the simple side of things. There is what I like to do. Yeah. Dale over here is, we don't get in trouble for this, by the way. So
it's on YouTube. It's public, right?
I guess.
I don't know how that works.
Here comes that. He said, "Where's the good stuff, man?"
Are you nuts, dude?
Put your mic down there.
Why is that? Might as well ask, why is the tree good? Why is the sunset good? Why are boobs good? Man, stick them in mailboxes, you drop them in toilets, shove them up bullfrog's ass. I would never. I'm gonna be a veterinarian. Well, there you go. Someone shoves an M80 up a bullfrog's butt, he comes back to you to fix it. You win twice, brother. It's good biz.
Oh, my gosh.
So you're going to tell me that you don't have no black cats, no Roman candles, or screaming mimes? No. Oh, come on, man. You don't got no lady fingers, buzz buttles, bombs, church burners, finger blasters, gut busters, zippity-doo-dahs, crap flappers? No, I don't. You're going to stand there owning a fireworks stand and tell me you don't have no whistling bungholes, no whisker biscuits, honky lighters, Husker do's, Husker don'ts, cherry bombs, nips and dazers, with or without the scooter stick, or one whistling kitty chaser?
Shannon, please tie a fly that has a scooter stick on it.
The scooter stick.
That sounds like some kind of streamer, man.
Does
that not sound like it?
Streamer name?
I know.
Somebody
Didn't we
tie up
get
a
in-
whistling bunghole.
Then we get in trouble because we got to change the name.
Oh,
It's
man.
oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, for me, that's kind of it.
The whistling bunghole's it.
Some days.
You mean tell me you ain't got no black cats? I
Those-
mean, so yeah, if you want a bad experience in a fly shop, go in and do that.
Yeah.
You mean tell me you ain't got no?
I want to see
Tennessee
a hidden
wolves?
camera to see the look on their face. That would be it. Yeah, absolutely.
So what's the end result of this whole conversation?
I mean, the whole conversation here that Dale was trying to make
What's
is
the synopsis?
Stay
of it?
grounded. Stay
I
grounded
think
in the
stay-
fundamental patterns.
Yeah.
I think even in how we as a shop purchase flies, it's easy to get away from. And that looks like that would catch a lot of dumb DH fish. Let's buy that one. When like we're talking, it's been right under our nose for the last 80 years. The hair's here. So don't overlook those patterns in the bin. Don't go straight for the tungsten jigged, the Corvettes, because that 57 Chevy sitting over there is going to run just fine. That's what I'm saying.
I think with that too, when they ask us for suggestions and you point those things out, you asked us for a reason, because they're effective and they do work.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times, and that's okay, they're not the latest and the greatest, and they're not the flashiest.
Yeah. I mean, I will say
you know?
probably 80-90% of the time when I show people nymphs, I point out pheasant tails, hare's ear, and prince nymphs. Like, that's like the trifecta.
I think we all say it and
Yeah.
we point it out, but people really kind of key in more on that other stuff there for sure. And that's okay. That's okay. Hey, money spends. That's fine. And if you believe it's going to work.
Well,
let
at
me
the end
get
of the
that.
day, I look at that table and I go, man, everything on there will catch fish.
It will work.
Like, I
Absolutely.
have no doubt about it.
It certainly will. And I think Dale's point is let's not forget about these other patterns
Yeah.
because they are forgotten.
Let's hold a vigil for the San Juan worm.
Let's
Yeah, that thing's
not,
gone and forgotten. Nobody
let's
wants
not
them things
forget
anymore.
about them. And there's nothing wrong with fishing those flies.
Yeah.
That's exactly
The
right.
fish have no clue. They
I
have
honestly
no
wonder if the
clue.
hare's ear is lighting it up so much right now on the Tuck DH because
Nobody
they haven't seen it.
Nobody fishes it.
Nobody's fishing the hare's ear. Everybody's out there with junk.
But it looks so natural.
Yeah.
And with the bugs that are popping off now as adults, that's a great imitation for that. It's just
Mhm.
like a split case PMD that we have that has no beat
Yeah.
on it. That's a great fly.
It's not working right now.
You're not supposed to get it down deep. It's
I
supposed
tried.
to be doing its thing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it's for.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's a reason when that fly is going to be there and work.
That's right.
Is we can, terrestrials are coming up, ants are crawling.
Oh, yeah.
People forget about ants. You say an ant, it's not fancy.
Mm-mm.
But they work.
But they work.
The chubbies work.
Works.
All that.
It's
When
been proven.
When was the chubby invented? The chubby.
I don't want to Google
Chernobyl.
that.
That's liable to come up with it.
I'm not Googling
no.
that.
Come on.
Nice
Come on.
try.
Come on, Dale.
Nice
Nice try, Bobby.
When was
But-
that invented? Come on.
You know, but if you look at these, I think if you look at
Probably a
Chubby-
Porky's movie.
Chubbies. Oh, that's a great movie, by the way. Is that a glory hole? Was it Ballbreaker?
Oh,
Was her name?
man.
Yeah, but where was he at? Yeah, we was talking
yeah.
about flies and stuff in there. But ants, terrestrials are a big part of the fish's diet in the summertime. They get often overlooked, and I like to do a lot of terrestrials in
Yeah.
the summer months. And really, all you got to need is have a couple of ant patterns and maybe
That's
a
right.
Japanese beetle and a few of your favorite dries, and you're good to go around here anyway.
Yeah.
It's all about presentation and leader length and
That's it.
things like that. Preston learned that a little bit there the other day, and
Yeah.
he's like, man, it's about that leader.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No doubt. And adapting to your surroundings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
Well,
see any
man.
bugs come off out there? I know we kind of talked about
the
flies.
yellow caddis were thick.
Okay.
It was mostly caddis. Did see like Cahill's broad daylight today.
Yeah. Okay.
Not just the evening.
Yeah.
So usually I see those like 6 o'clock and later.
Yeah.
But mostly just yellow caddis and variations of that.
I had a guy come in the shop today and said, "Hey, what's that caddis that's coming off?" I said, "What color was it?" He said, "Yellow." I said, "No, it's yellow caddis."
See, fundamentals.
Mhm.
It ain't a Mr. Twister.
And it's interesting because it's different in different locations right now. I mean, 20
Oh, yeah.
minutes,
I mean,
20
it-
minutes will make a difference.
Well, elevation,
Right,
obviously
absolutely.
changes it too.
Water temps, things like that.
I mean, we've seen some yellow Sallies in some places already, and that
And so I've not seen one.
That's not right.
I've not seen one.
climate change.
Preston got some fish on the yellow stimulator,
Yellow stimulator's been working well.
and
Mhm.
interesting. Seen a black stone yesterday. Nice
Yeah.
one there. So we went to the Charlie Whopper and whammo,
Yeah.
boom, nice bow right there. And
The magic fly.
no, it didn't. The magic fly hasn't been magical.
No, I'm just naming it.
No, we threw it and it didn't get any follows or anything like that at all. Didn't even move a fish.
I've never fished the magic
Shannon
fly.
will tell me what the magic fly is.
He doesn't have much of that material left.
I found
Oh.
yeah. I
I've
did.
never fished the magic
Yeah,
fly.
Andy Paddock's favorite.
I remember the last time I posted something on Instagram about some pattern Shannon tied. You got blown
That was
up.
the pumpkin spice.
That was the pumpkin spice
I know.
caddis.
I
right?
gave Dale the look.
Yeah.
Which I learned from my wife, by the way. Got the
You
look.
need to go ahead once you're able, start tying them pumpkin spice up.
Yeah, go ahead and start building them
lot,
bins up.
lot of those patterns
In
there for
between
sure.
gallbladder episodes, start
Mhm.
building them things up.
Hopefully, we're going to get a quick resolution on that. I'm hoping.
If not, we're gonna start a GoFundMe,
That's right. That's right.
and we gonna get.
You know, it's interesting about that hide scan. Nobody had that material to do
Did he
it.
tell you this?
There was a
they're using?
nationwide shortage.
that's what
on-
I'm.
So
that's what I'm talking about. the
GSK,
Flaton material.
GlaxoSmithKline,
Yeah.
who makes part of that stuff that they use for the hide scan, is not going to start making again until May.
But listen, what they're using.
So they're doing like it's still a nuclear test, but they're giving you an Ensure.
Nuclear.
Ensure. They're
that's
going
what-
to drink an Ensure.
It's going
to
to
do
drink
the
an
nuclear.
Ensure.
Yeah.
And then it could take up to 2 to 4 hours for the test.
So my question is, if that Ensure works, what's the cost of the Ensure versus the other stuff?
I've wondered the same thing.
Like, why are we paying to do this
agree.
when the Ensure works?
Absolutely.
Because a can of Ensures how
that
much?
ties right into this conversation.
It
Mhm.
does. It does.
Yeah.
Why am I using this synthetic rubber when a shoelace will get the job done?
Chamois cloth.
Girdle.
I mean, there's things like that. But,
Amadou patch.
I did. I wondered about
It's all natural.
Amadou.
Amadou.
I got asked about the Amadou patch
Amadou,
yesterday
Amadou.
from the you know.
Yeah. That's the reason I mentioned it. Because that guy
I was
said,
using
y'all
the-
haven't said it in a while on
I was
the
using the
podcast."
Norwex cloth. I pulled up the Norwex cloth. He goes,
What is that?
Amadou patch.
That sounds like some Sasquatch thing.
Mm-mm.
The Norvex claw?
Norwex.
He bought it at Walmart. It said Rain-X
No,
on it.
I did not.
He said, Norwix. That's what I'm going to call it.
Nope.
Because he's got the
No.
Norvice. He said,
I
I'll just throw
had
Nor
no.
in front of it."
Listen. This
Just put
started
Nor
with
in
my
front of
wife
anything?
and sister-in-law. Okay.
Okay.
No, actually the thing about this was that Ken's wife uses Norwex cloths as well. It's special cloths that do different things, like antibacterial and things like this.
You sure it's not like pronounced with a V? Like
No,
it's,
it's
German?
not.
Norwex claw.
No, it's about the one I got's a little small one. I said their cloths pick up water really well,
Uh-huh.
and I said, I want to. Can I have one? And she's like, yeah. I didn't tell her what I was going to use it
Yeah.
for, so I took it to the creek.
She knows better than that.
No, and I come back and I said, can I get another one? And then I got asked. I said it dries flies out really well.
Yeah.
It really
Well,
does. So
the
I just
old
go
Nile
and
would
boom,
know about
boom,
this.
and then pulls the moisture right out. Man,
Yeah.
it's better than any Amadou ever thought about doing.
Huh.
Yeah, I pulled that out yesterday, and I got Norwicks. My wife would be happy. Where's the Amadou patch? So I'm like, that's right, for sure. We didn't get into dry flies and stuff, but if you're going to throw some dries right now, you can stick with the caddis that Dale talked about, Quill Gordons, things like that.
Yeah.
Yellow Sallies were
Fish
starting
that
before
evening
long.
like KO.
Parachute Adams.
Parachute Adams,
Parachute
Hare's
Hare's
Ear. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Banging.
Charlie Whoppers, if you're going to fish Charlie Whopper, start now. Yesterday was a prime example of that.
Yeah.
Fish them now. They're hard to see. I'm not going to tell you that they're easy to see. They're hard to see, but by gollies, watch your line and when it set the hook.
Yeah.
They're on it for sure. Well, good deal.
Well, cool beans, man.
All
Good
hearts
episode,
and minds
boys.
clear.
I think so.
We got guide tips all throughout there, right?
And we got all kinds of stuff. We got a thing in there for Norvice. We got sirens going on outside. We got bottled and bonded.
Bottled
and
and
bonded.
bond.
Nobody has to get bonded out of jail tonight.
That is very special. Thank
That
you
is, and
again,
we
Fred.
appreciate that.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
awesome.
No doubt
That's it.
about that.
That's the
And
first one we gotten in a cardboard tubey thing.
That
Yeah.
was neat.
That's when you
it's a-
know that's something.
You
Absolutely.
get the cardboard tubey.
You know, we talked about how presentation sells, and those right there. But that's means a lot right there. We appreciate it for sure. Well, good deal. Tim, special thank you to Norvice for making this exciting and informative and
Efficient.
very entertaining
Efficient.
episode possible.
Hey,
Because it was.
Hey,
perfect
all those
timing.
hairs here in Princeton be tying them on a Norvice.
That's right. You should be. And
I got to get a hair's mask.
Kenson,
Yeah, shout
Kenson's
out.
on the Norvice.
He just got him one.
He just got him one.
Young fella.
Young fella from over in Cherokee is spinning out some amazing flies.
Awesome.
And he has come a long way in a short amount of time. So, Kenson, welcome to the Norvice family as well as some of the other ones out there for sure. But, Kenson, you keep it up there, my man.
If any D1 scouts see that kid, he's gone.
He's just 16,
Oh, my
man.
God.
He is just 16. He's yeah.
Kid's got potential.
He
for
does.
sure on that.
a lot of ways. Seems like to be a very intelligent young man. But to learn more about the Norvice fly tying system, be sure to visit www.nor-vice.com. That's nor-vice.com. Or visit them on YouTube at nor-vice and see the Norvice in action. There we go.
You can see it in action in about an hour at Dale's house. I'm gonna
How you do a Facebook Live?
be tying some stuff.
Do some Facebook Live.
I'm on Facebook.
Okay. Don't do a Facebook Live.
No.
Do an Instagram Live.
No.
We'll have fun. That wraps up another exciting and informative episode of the Tuckcast with a splash of bourbon, presented by Tuckasegee Fly Shop and Guide Service, located at 3 Depot Street, Bryson City, North Carolina, and 530 West Main Street, Sylvan, North Carolina. Be sure to visit www.tuckflyshop.com for streamflow information, book a guided trip, or even shop for your favorite Tuckasegee Fly Shop gear. Follow the crew on Facebook at Tuckasegee Fly Shop, Instagram at Tuck Fly Shop, and on YouTube at Tuckasegee Fly Shop. If you have a question or comment, feel free to send those to info@tuckflyshop.com or give us a call, 1-828-488-3333. For Coach Dale Diesel Collins, Bobby the Bearded Wonder Bennett, I'm Shannon, Big Mess Messer. We'll catch you next week. Be sure to catch a few fish out there, won't you? Y'all take care.